only us can stop us for real.
How about the switch to Dillon, just another person from your rookie class to go out there and try to shine for you guys? How do you feel about that?
No, I feel like we all feel great. I've seen it for myself. I'm closer with Dillon than some other guys. But he's just been preparing himself like he's a starter since week one. I feel like he does everything the right way, and he's going to get his opportunity this week, and we're all behind him.
What are some of the things that you've seen in him out there on the field?
He just seems poised all the time. Doesn't seem panicked. Great at controlling the offense, especially in the huddle. Keeps everyone on the same page.
How do you feel about playing in an international game?
I feel good. This is my first time really getting out of the country besides just the regular stuff out in the Northern America. But I feel like it's a good opportunity, and I feel like it's going to be happening more frequently too.
And how about the fact that a couple of guys have mentioned that Carson Wentz is prone to the turnover? So are you kind of licking your chops a little bit to get up in there and dig that ball out?
Yeah, I feel like on defense we haven't taken the ball away enough for us to win. So that's really one of our focal points of moving forward is creating more turnovers and getting the ball back to the offense.
With there being new offensive linemen, are there specific things you're looking for on film with their techniques and those kind of things that you feel are really important for you to know as you go against them?
Yeah, I feel like every guy's different. They have their own things that they struggle with or they have strengths with. So we kind of just watch the film as a group and kind of just dissect what we see, that player as and how we can attack them.
Mason, now that we're 48 hours away from the game, how different has this week been for you guys?
I feel like it hasn't been honestly that much different, except for yesterday. We came off the plane and we didn't really have a full-on practice, but we got moving around and got the blood flowing again, and then we had a normal Friday, so seems all good.
Will you guys actually be able to get into the city and see any of London before the game?
Yeah, I think we had a little time yesterday to go see, and I think we have some more time today. So I didn't go yesterday, but I might go for a few hours today and go check it out.
And what are you looking forward to seeing?
I wanted to go see Big Ben and then just kind of just go with the flow with what the other D lineman guys wanted to do.
Is there any food specific to London that you're looking forward to trying?
No, not really. I haven't really heard much. So.
It's a long flight here, obviously, and a long flight home. How important is it that you guys, stay consistent and stay locked in throughout this period that you're here? Don't get, distracted and being in a different place.
Yeah, Coach Stefanski keeps on, calling it what it is. It's a business trip. We came here to, play a football game and win a football game. So that's really what we came here for. And, it's hard to keep yourself locked in sometimes when you're out of the country or somewhere we're not used to. But I feel like we've done a pretty good job of, just staying focused and getting ready for Sunday.
Most of your teammates would have said played international games before. Had anyone told you what to expect?
They didn't really say much. They said if it's a new place you haven't really been to, go check out the city. But just stay locked in. It's easy to get distracted.
What about a stadium experience? It's going to be different to being in Cleveland or a standard away game in the US.
That's what I heard. A lot of people said that it's actually pretty loud over here, so excited for that.
Mason, going back to your guys' rookie class, what is it that do you think that has made you guys so special, so able to, so early in your career, so many guys contribute and make big, have big impacts on this team?
I feel like it's all, just about the guys. Everyone's kind of just locked in, and we all just want to win games together, and we want to take Cleveland, bring them up again and start winning some games here.
Mason, how do you assess your first 4 weeks in the league, and is there a considerable jump between the college game and the pros?
I feel like my first 4 weeks were good. I wouldn't say it was excellent or anything, just things I need to clean up and get better at. Everything's not going to be perfect, but just getting on better on what I need to do and focused on that. And what was the second part of that?
Has there been a considerable leap between the college game and moving to the
I'd just say experience is the biggest thing. Everyone's here for a reason, and has played a lot of snaps for a reason. So I'd just say experience.
Jim Schwartz was talking yesterday about how important it is for you guys as a defense to really support Dillon and put him in the best situations possible. So has that been a point of emphasis, and what do you hope to do in that regard?
Yeah, it's definitely been a point of emphasis. I feel like the biggest thing for us is just starting fast. Not setting back the offense any times that we don't need to. Always putting them in good positions, just like how we want them to put us in good positions to succeed. So, really, yeah.
Do you noticing this trip change maybe your relationship with your teammates as well, getting to know different people you might not have spent as much time with over the last few days?
Yeah, I feel like that a little bit. We're all staying over here across the street and just kind of we're all together, so just spending a lot of time together.
And can you, since you know Dillon pretty well, can you speak to his leadership, his energy, his sort of his enthusiasm that he displays out there?
Yeah, I feel like he's always looking to bring guys up, and he's a big energy guy. At least to me, he is. He's just really himself when he's out there having a good time, and I feel like that just brings the best out of everyone else. And I feel like that's kind of what you need.
Have you been in his minivan?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
I mean, it's probably one of the nicer minivans you can have. He's got leather in there, so.
Everybody good? Thanks.
Be careful here, it's slippery.
Was there ever a doubt you were going to actually be able to play on Sunday?
No. I'm a never say die kind of guy. So you have to kill me to keep me from being on the field pretty much.
Can you just talk about the international game and how it's growing, and you're such a world traveler. How do you enjoy being over here, and what do you think of what the NFL is doing in terms of just broadening its scope?
No, I think it's rather fun and interesting to see the game continue to grow, become worldwide, and continue to meet and adopt other cultures, and them being able to see what we do at a high level, as professionals, not just seeing it on TV, but sometimes getting to meet the players and see how they interact with them. I think those kind of things. You've seen in other sports, but I think ours is a little bit more unique than any other. And looking forward to playing a game in Tottenham Stadium. I think it'll be a hell of an experience.
Your rookie year, you guys came over, if I can remember correctly. What's been the experience? What's the difference between the experience you had then and this experience for you? Beyond, the experience you have in the league.
I didn't go. Yeah, I was doing what y'all doing. That's it.
Myles, when you see potentially three backup offensive linemen for the Vikings, what do you think?
That makes no difference. At the end of the day, I got to prepare as if their starting line was out there. And last I checked, one of the highest paid tackles is out there and playing some good ball. So I have to be at my very best and make sure the guys around me are doing the same.
Didn't you need a new jersey last summer when you went to get some of the practices? You were still holding that thing?
Maybe a little bit, but we'll see what happens this time.
Myles, can you just talk about the quarterback change that you guys have had this week? How do you feel about it, and what impact do you think this might have on the whole team, really?
I think he just has a youthful exuberance. He brings up just a different vibe, different attitude, and he just always has a smile on his face. He's got a lot of energy, and looking forward to seeing, you know, how he moves around the pocket and how he plays the game. You know, this will be a different pace than what he's been used to. And these are against the ones, and it's early on. You know, we'll be counting on him, but you know he can also count on us to be there to support him. And each phase of the game, you know, he doesn't have to look forward to trying to take over or do too much. You know, he just has to play within himself, execute the scheme, and allow the game to come to him.
You talked about Christian Darrow's style, obviously at the left tackle. You move around a lot on the defense. Will you hope to be moved away from him more often, given all the injuries? Is that something you look forward to doing, or is it you want to go against the best?
I love going against the best, and I like playing on the right side just because that's what I'm used to. And you know, always mix it up, go left, right, and you know sometimes we go to the 3 technique. But you know, if there's someone who's the very best in my position, we're going to face off. And if he was on the left side, well, I got to make sure I go over there and see what he's about. And I think that was what last week was about. I wanted to see Panay, and Christian's on my side, so I'll take the brunt of that duty, and I look forward to it.
Myles, Carson's taken a lot of sacks these last 2 games and especially against the Steelers. He was sacked 6 times. What have you guys been seeing just in the way that you can take advantage of that and being able to apply mental pressure to him?
I think he holds on to the ball. I mean, he's known to be a playmaker. You know, he wants to make that big play, and it's not a bad thing. You know, you want that as an offense, but in opposition to that, he does take sacks because he does hold on to the ball. So we have to continue rushing. Not assume that the play is over, and make sure we can contain him. He does have the legs to get out of some tackles, and he will duck under a lot of guys who come in just flying through. So just have to contain them and be intelligent with how we rush.
Myles, we have a football show in Germany, especially for children, and they want to know, because they're so interested in dinosaurs and paleontology, what kind of dinosaur do you want to be when chasing the opposite quarterback on the field?
I prefer to be a T-Rex.
How do you feel playing with someone rookie that is making such an impact as Mason Graham?
Say it one more time.
How do you feel playing with a rookie like Graham that he's playing so well?
He is playing well. I mean, he's stopping and running at a high rate, and he's also rushing well. And he's been learning a lot from Malik and learning how to rush with him, and taking some of his style and adapting it to his own. A little bit more finesse. He's a powerful guy. He's able to manipulate guys' momentum and work through the hands, but he's able to work a little bit of finesse into his game and to keep them off guard.
A lot of guys have talked about how much poise and confidence that Dillon Gabriel plays with. Can you maybe address what you've seen when he goes against you guys, on the show team and things like that?
I mean, he runs the offense like this is his offense, and that's all you can ask for from any quarterback. He comes out, smile on his face, chest out, gives a call, and it looks like he's been doing it for years, the way he manages the offense. So I'm looking forward to doing the same thing on Sunday.
Myles, with these the increasing numbers of international games with the NFL, how much do players think about or talk about the playing surfaces or the infrastructures, whether it's the practice field or the games on Sunday?
There's not a day that goes by that we don't talk about the playing surface, and we would very much prefer to play on grass, slippery or not. I think the record shows that turf is a little bit more prone to cause injuries to us when we play the game on it. So that'll be a topic of debate for years to come, and there will only be more data to back up that point. But we prefer to play on grass, and I think it's just better for outdoor sports in general.
How much would you like to see a game in Japan? I was just going to say, how much would you like to see a game in Japan someday?
I'd love to see a game in Japan. I think we'd be accepted pretty well.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Careful with your cleats right here.
Different for sure. I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't. But for me, there's comfort there. Being from Hawaii, there's a lot of reminiscent of when we'd travel as a team together, and we'd have 6 to 8 hour flights to look forward to, and just think our team prepared us for it. So we're extremely excited all together, and now that we're here, it's a lot easier to settle in.
Dillon, has Joel told you that 21 starting quarterbacks is enough for him? He'd like you to keep your job for a while.
He hasn't told me that, but Joel's a great dude, and he's just a guy you look to and is very calming. Has played a bunch of ball, so you just have a lot of confidence when you see him in the huddle.
How different has this week really been now that you guys are 48 hours out?
We try to make it as similar of a week as you can, and that's just our process, and I felt like we have for other than yesterday traveling in and maybe doing a walkthrough instead of a true practice and a jog through. But other than that, we tried to make it as similar as possible.
Myles just said that you run this offense like it's your own,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody that we've talked to over the past few days just keeps talking about your poise, your confidence. Can you sort of address how did you arrive at that point already as a rookie?
Yeah, I think there's so many similar moments in your lifetime, and although it's different level, I think the feelings are the same, and I've gotten better each time I've felt that feeling. And for me, I've just attacked it that way. There's a lot of comfort in the scheme because, that's part of why that, got me here is I've done it before. And I think the confidence in that is now you're learning new personnel, new people, but you come together and have ultimate confidence in the whole concepts that we run.
Dillon, has there been a different interaction for you with your teammates now that you're the starter, and what has that been like for you?
Not necessarily. I think I've always challenged myself to lead without status, and I think it was a challenge early for me because it was different, a role I've probably never been in. But I think that ultimately helped me to when now you do, get the spot to roll with. You can just attack it the same way. So it challenged me in that way. But now it's probably just a little more talking in the huddle and more reps. But ultimately, it'll be good on Sunday when we get to go.
Dillon, I'm assuming you probably had hundreds of messages from people this week. Are there one or maybe a handful that have been especially meaningful to you?
Yeah, a couple. I think all the coaches that I have great relationships with, and I don't want to miss any, but, my high school coach, Coach Rod, Coach Hype from UCF, Coach Golish, who was my OC there as well, Coach Leb, Coach Stein, Coach Lanning. So all those guys, people you appreciate, and then also my family, but for the most part too, it's something that you prepare for, and you're ready for. So it's not a text of congratulations of some sort. It's like, it's your time to go show the world.
Your folks will be here, right?
They won't be. So fun fact, need to get my dad a passport. So we're learning about that. Second, just a little later in the week. So, mom and dad, it's from Hawaii. You can imagine that flight's even further than what we just did. So.
Dillon, going back to the experience you had, your college experience, obviously college and pro are two different things. That
Yep.
said, what you've seen defensively to the various schemes, how much have you been able to kind of bring that along with you as you're adjusting to what you're seeing out of NFL defenses?
I think it's interesting because, in college, sometimes, some may say the lack of personnel, they may have to add on to the scheme and do things that are unique to help in the run game and the pass game. I think in the NFL, obviously personnel is at all-time high, so there's extreme confidence in maybe coverages that you've repped a bunch of times. But for this, I think you take pride in as a OC or DC in the scheme that you have, and you want to rep at a high level. Ultimately, you're going to do what your players are good at. But as you continue to go up, it's a lot about personnel and putting guys in the right place to go make their plays. So just understanding that, and then understanding as a shell what they're trying to do.
Dillon, were you able to block out? You took some really harsh criticism
Mhm.
during training camp. And you guys always say that you block out the noise. Did you truly block all of that out, or did some of it seep in? And if so, did it actually fuel you?
For me, I've always lived by I'd rather be uninformed than misinformed, and everyone has the right to their opinion, and I understand that. But instead of, I don't necessarily block out the noise, I just choosing not to be a part of it. And I think that's just a singular focus, and emotional regulation of there's a job to do and there's something that you just want to focus on and do it at a high level. So that's what I do. Like I said, I respect everyone's opinion, and everyone, can say whatever they want. It's freedom of speech.
When that was that training camp out with the four quarterbacks, did you think you could win this job so soon into the season in week 5?
It wasn't ever about winning a job. It was just playing at my best, playing at a high level. I think when you continually do that and you're focused on your game, that'll naturally come. And the one time you're thinking about, I got to go win something, you just overreact or overdo rather than just serving the moment. And that's what I've been about the whole time.
Dillon, can you just this week, as you've worked with Hungary since kind of stepping into this role, how has he helped you specifically? And as you guys you talked about yesterday, kind of tailoring the offense to your skill set in that sense to make you feel comfortable and acclimated. So how has he just helped you this week?
Yeah, I think just a bunch of conversations, and I think there's always a meeting prior to a meeting, and being able to have those conversations prior so you can understand what we're trying to do and do it at a high level. The more you see it, the more comfortable you are with it. And I said it last time, but the more turns you got at it, like Coach Muss says, you're just going to have a bunch of confidence, a bunch of comfort there. So just trying to do that, whether it's film, whether it's walkthroughs, whether it's walking or, looking at a play call and being able to, say the play and then go through the progression. So kind of a bit mixture of all that, but, trying to do it as best as possible.
Dillon, have you worked out how many people are going to be watching from Hawaii and what time of day it's going to be open at?
I haven't thought that far, but I would guess early in the morning. It is interesting. I've always been used to it when I was in Florida to Hawaii, a 6-hour difference. Texting family is a little different, but I really haven't even looked into it. But it's probably double, right? 12 hours, 11, yeah.
How do you feel your preparation has been this week? Not the part about traveling and the team, but how do you feel since you were in and started with your preparation?
I take pride in it. I think the preparation, allows you to be confident on game day, and really not even think about schematically what you're trying to do. But it's you hear the formation, you already know the play call. And I think that's something that I've always took pride in from every level. And I just continue to master that. I've even had 4 weeks prior to this to master how we go through a week. And for me, it's how do you fit in film in between there? How do you fit in meals? And as you could imagine, everything in between. And, I just continue to master it and don't think I'll ever stop.
Brian, can you just tell me how your first game as starter is going to be in London? Probably something that you never thought about before.
Yeah, never thought about. Obviously, never happened. So there's a first for everything. But like I learned from my first, there's, it ain't ever going to be perfect. But the preparation is key, and go out there and do what you do. But we're blessed. We're grateful. We play a beautiful game. We'll be able to do it in front of new fans. And I think that's what football's all about. The diversity, the amount of people that love this game and are around it. There's beauty in that. And, that's what I'm most appreciative of.